Yo, listen, it's Platinum Max, part of the Acclaim, the Platinum Playboy, best wrestler alive, and you are rocking with the Bob Culture Podcast. Yo, listen, Platinum on the mic, and I'm coming for your ass. I'm listening to the Bob Culture Podcast, and I think it's the hottest show in the game, because them and everybody loves the Acclaim. Now, scissor me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here live at 80s Wrestling Con, back here on BCP Plus, Noons We Are Not Worthy. Please welcome to the show, making his debut on the BCP. He is the head honcho of the official International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, the one and only We Are Not Worthy, Mr. Seth Turner. What's up, Seth?
Not worthy. Wait a second. When last time I tried talking with you guys, you were didn't have time for me. I think we were outside WrestleMania.
I saw
I'm
that.
sorry.
Look, we didn't know where to go.
There I was.
To
be fair, there was a lot happening.
Okay, maybe you guys have ADD or something,
Fair
but
enough.
I have clear memory
It's
as to
undiagnosed,
what was
but probably.
going on.
And
But,
I apologize.
So now we get to make up for it here at the 80s Wrestling.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I owe you guys that.
amongst the 71,000 people between you guys. But yeah, saw you in passing. It was so good to see you.
Yeah, it was.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and thank you, Seth. It's an honor to have you on this show. Lots to talk about. I think we might have some exclusives. We'll leave it at that for now. Mr. Turner, you're doing so much with the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's an actual structure to place MVP Arena. Shameless promo, Vicky was doing extra work with WWE. I dropped her off. I was trying to kill time. I'm like, let me check out this Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I found out so much about. It was incredible. Just tell us about how you've procured some of these amazing items working over at MVP Arena. It's fantastic. I can't say enough good things.
Well, Rob, thank you very much, but I can't take any credit because it's a group effort from beginning to end, and I've just been a facilitator, maybe in the middle of some of these things, but let's start with where we are at the MVP Arena, which is in Albany, New York. That's the arena where Ric Flair won his 1992 Royal Rumble with a tear in his eye. That's where Stone Cold drove a beer truck into the arena and soaked The Rock and Vince McMahon.
Yes.
That's where the first Money in the Bank briefcase got cashed in when Edge beat John Cena for the spinner belt at
After
New
the
Year's
Elimination
Revolution.
Chamber. Yeah.
I think I saw that briefcase. Was that there?
So we have
Wow.
that the first ever Money in the Bank briefcase is one of the many artifacts that we now have on display, and it's been generally free of charge for people to just stop by.
That's amazing.
Because we typically work off of donations or fundraising efforts and initiatives, such as being here where we're doing raffles, and that's what we do is volunteers who go around and hustle to just keep bringing attention to the history of pro wrestling, and that's why, again, I can't take credit because there's so many people that have participated from beginning to end, from the families of some of our Hall of Fame inductees or to the wrestlers themselves. I mean, without their support, we wouldn't exist.
That's so cool to hear.
And so, but I mean, we have things from Gorgeous George's hair curling machine.
Wow.
We have Bruno Sammartino's original WWF championship belt.
Oh, wow.
The first Money in the Bank briefcase, as we discussed. But so many different artifacts. But it's an educational institution. That's why we are a museum. We are a non-for-profit. We are not affiliated with any one pro wrestling business, but we represent all of them. And it's great, though, by being in the arena, we get the support of the major promotions.
That's awesome.
WWE will be in there in just a couple weeks, and AEW will be running in there. Last night I was in Albany to attend TNA's Under Siege.
Yeah.
Yes, I was there last night. So
That's awesome.
it's great. We do have a lot of pro wrestling that goes on in the Northeast, and so it's great to recognize the history of pro wrestling in the Northeast. So
Very well said. A shout out to our boy Casey Navarro.
Yes,
who'll be here
Casey
today.
Navarro.
He, debuted on TNA.
Forever blessed.
Under Siege. That was great. For you, sir, what does it mean to you to have the superstars of WWE come in, just cherish the history? And I believe the last event, I think Paul Triple H Levesque may have come through as well.
That's correct, and that's why I would start with that as being one of the high spots for us. But luckily we were prepared by that point. And what was nice was he came in and introduced himself as, my name is Paul Levesque, and stuck out his hand to shake our hand. And let me give credit where credit's due. He spent 25 to 30 minutes in the museum really taking in the history,
He
having
loves history of
discussion.
wrestling, yeah.
And it was preempted. But I'll tell you, it was Ivar who had identified a Vladek Kowalski poster we had on the wall. Both of them having been trained by Killer Kowalski.
Yeah. Oh, wow,
Ivar texted Triple H, who then came in immediately because he was a mark for Killer Kowalski, and we had some nice artifacts. But when he came in, he wasn't the first. I'm going to give credit to Cactus Jack. Mick Foley was the first pro wrestler to come to the museum when we were literally unboxing items that had shown up from Texas. So starting with my main man, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, Mankind.
We got to get Mr.
Call him what you
Sacco.
want. There's lots of little, by the way, we keep things all over the museum kind of in recognition of that. You'll see a thumbtack on the wall that just, happened to be an original thumbtack.
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah, but and then we have a nice banner up there that's been signed by a number of people that
That's
have come
really
in.
Cool.
But come on, I've had Trish Stratus in that museum on multiple occasions at
That's
this
amazing.
point.
I saw the pictures.
That's amazing.
Kevin Owens has been in there on multiple occasions. But it's just, it's about the little kids that come in who now maybe get inspired. But you want to have a cool event, have Tamina Snuka come in and look at Jimmy Superfly Snuka's original outfit from WrestleMania.
Nobody Mina.
And have her just, make that connection back to her pops, as she called it. So many experiences like that. I had Nyla Rose walk into the museum and become overcome with emotion at what it meant to see that somebody cared about pro wrestling history to
That's
that
really
degree.
cool.
So we've had these really cool opportunities. Or imagine when I'm there and Dory Funk Jr. gets to be there when we cut the ribbon, and he's with Ted DiBiase and Bushwhacker Luke, and they go over to see the bronze plaque with his face on it.
Wow.
I mean, these are,
I love the plaques too.
yeah. What we did, by the way, the bronze plaques, because I recognize that's what makes a Hall of Fame. And being a New York person, I went to Yankee Stadium and I went to Legends Field, and I said, who did your work? And we started with that.
Wow.
And it's U.S. Bronze out of Long Island. It's a New York-based company, and so we wanted to, we wanted to start with the best. And I think it spoke for itself that when you see that wall that possesses all of those Hall of Famers, that's what the Hall of Fame's all about.
I love it, and it's
That's
so good.
so cool.
I'm just going to put it this way. They're very aware of you. We've seen Hidden Treasures come through a few times, man.
Yes,
I think you guys are going to have a working relationship down the line because you guys are the first to have an actual building where we can see all this stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward, and I love what you guys are doing. I have to ask this real quick before we get some announcements here. I love what you did with Dave LaGreca's pink robe. We love Dave. I think he was an Excelsior. Which award did he win?
That's right. Dave LaGreca won the Excelsior Award last year, which is an award that was created by Bill Apter a few years ago when we first started. And imagine this, I'm a nobody, and Bill Apter says to me, hey, Seth, I want to create an Excelsior Award. Can you go over to Poughkeepsie because Jerry Lawler's going to be there, and I want to shoot a promo. Now, by the way, I don't know how the heck I'm going to do this. This is during the middle of COVID. I don't know Jerry Lawler. But so this Excelsior Award created because we first recognized Andy Kaufman, but it was the brainchild of Bill Apter. And so at that first Poughkeepsie show that I went to was Dave LaGreca. They're promoting Busted Open.
Shout out to Dave.
Wasn't Busted Open as we now know and love it today. It was still, it was developing.
It was the humble beginnings.
It was great though. So it turned out that last year we recognized Dave LaGreca with our Excelsior Award, and very deservedly so. That is for someone who did something with pro wrestling and brought it outside of the realm of just the squared circle and brought it to a higher level. That's what Excelsior, ever upward. And I'm going to just take this segue and go with it from here because
Please.
The 2024 Excelsior Award winner is going to get announced here.
Okay.
Wow.
Bill Apter is winning the Excelsior Award. And Dave LaGreca is going to be hopefully coming and being part of the recognition.
That's amazing.
Bill Apter, media journalist, he's in the room right now. He doesn't hear us as we're talking.
Nope, he don't know
I'm
nothing.
waiting for his family to get here in a little while. and we're going to let Bill know he's getting a Hall of Fame ring this year, and so deservedly so.
Very well deserved.
Our lips are sealed.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know nothing.
A Trailblazer Award this year is going to Mario Savoldi, New Jersey's own Mario Savoldi, who he's getting recognized for his trailblazing efforts in which he has been digitizing so many pro wrestling matches from the 70s and 80s and 90s from all over the world.
Really cool.
It's not just the U.S., and so he works with a wonderful gentleman named Daniel Archambault, and Daniel, big shout out to him. But Mario Savoldi has these very historic wrestling matches from all around the world, and he's helping to make it available for the public. And so we're going to recognize Mario Savoldi with our Trailblazer Award.
That's amazing.
A Medal of Metal is given in recognition of my very good friend Rocky Soulman Johnson, and that's for someone who's overcome adversity and still contributes.
I believe our friend Azalea won that one.
Azalea has won
that. Shout out Azalea.
That's exactly. And so wait till you hear who we're recognizing this year. And again, it's something that when it all comes together, everyone's going to be floored. Sometimes they don't understand when we say these names up front, like you wouldn't know Azalea, and then you know her, and then you're like, oh, that's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I get goosebumps with that. So this year, you might have heard of the Central Park Five, and Corey Wise, who was wrongfully imprisoned for many years for a crime he did not commit, is going to be receiving our Medal of Metal. So King Corey Wise, we have something special lined up for him, and this is a big deal. Now, the class of 2024. These are the Hall of Fame inductees.
All right, let's get to it.
Exclusive right here. El Santo, Harley Race.
Wow.
Jack Briscoe.
Oh, wow.
Ed Santel, Kurt Angle, and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Wow.
That is the Hall of Fame class.
What a Hall of Fame class. Wow.
That's right. And we've been in contact with the families, and they'll be getting represented. I was speaking with Justin Race just the other day about having him and Harley's wife come. We're talking with Jerry Briscoe about recognizing Jack. We are in conversation with Mama Rhodes. And with the pink robe being in the Hall of Fame, Cody will be coming through with SmackDown in a few weeks. So we're going to tie all of this together, and that's the benefit of being in the arena itself. That all of these abstract things that, hey, go back. I was watching Cody Rhodes at that same Poughkeepsie show, back when he had gone away to reinvent himself. And so, shout out to Mike Lombardi, shout out to Northeast Wrestling, shout out to the guys here at ISPW and Tommy Fierro, who will be helping us with our 80s convention. Shout out to all of the independent pro wrestling shows that are doing such great work. I mean, Gino Caruso is doing good stuff in New Jersey and New York. Dynasty Pro Wrestling up in the Capital District doing great work. It's all over the place, but we're watching the high tide is rising all ships. We're watching as pro wrestling is just doing great all over the place, and we're happy to be part of the museum that's representing the pro wrestling, because I'm not even going to call it sports interview. It's pro wrestling.
That's what we want to get
so
back
guys,
to.
Columbus Day weekend in Albany, New York, and what we're going to be doing Saturday, October 12th, Dynasty Pro Wrestling, October 13th, an 80s wrestling convention, followed by the Hall of Fame induction dinner. And then we didn't even plan this, but the next day, Chris Jericho's band will be there performing in Albany. Fozzy will be there on Monday night. So we didn't plan it, but maybe the universe did. So buy those tickets separate from us. But that's what's going down in Albany on Columbus Day weekend.
Wow, no big deal.
Mr. Turner, I'll let you get back to. Thank you for a few minutes of your time.
Yes,
thank you
so much.
Announcements. We'll hear some stuff here for sure. Thank you for your time. Continued success,
thank
guys.
you so much.
Donate International
Please
Pro Wrestling Hall of
donate.
Fame. I bought the trading cards. They're still in my room right now. Love it. Tell everyone where they can follow all that good stuff.
Go to prowrestlinghall.org. Follow us on social media, International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. You can find us on any of the major platforms. Buy a T-shirt, sweatshirt. That's what's cool. And last night, it was so great when I I went to a pay-per-view and I was seeing our shirts and our hats all over the place. Nice. Or when I come to a convention and some of the wrestlers stop and ask me, where can I get a shirt? So I'll tell you, it was cool. I sent Demolition sweatshirts last week. So you know how cool that is when they're asking us for the swag? And how about Trish Stratus wearing our T-shirt not once, not twice, repeatedly on multiple occasions? I mean, you don't get better advertisement. So, but guys, thanks so much, and it's my pleasure to be over here. And maybe next time when we see each other at Mania, we can hang out a little bit more.
All right.
Ladies
and gentlemen,
you convinced us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Seth Turner. Thanks. Appreciate you, brother. BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsors, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite podcast sponsors, Key Nation, featuring our very own BCP and BCP Plus contributor, Mr. Wayne Keener. Make sure to follow Key Nation on TikTok and Instagram for great puns, memes, dad jokes, and random ridiculous content. Thank you, Wayne, for sponsoring the BCP. Don't forget to check out one of our newest sponsors here on the BCP, Chop City Wrestling. Chop City Wrestling is where our pal Ryan Steniford takes chops from wrestlers and donates $20 to Connor's Cure for every chop he takes. Follow his adventures on his YouTube channel for all those chops and some great pro wrestling content, all for a good cause. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you, Ryan, for sponsoring the BCP. Please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, From the Left Side. From the Left Side has all of your wrestling and sports news. Check out From the Left Side at facebook.com/From the Left Side with On Air E, and be sure to hit that follow button. Thank you, From the Left Side. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Connor McCallum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over $150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Please welcome back our returning sponsor for the year of 2024, Bree Combination Wrestling. celebrating their 7-year anniversary on Sunday, June 9th, 2024 at 106 Bergen Ave, Ridgefield Park, the Mecca here in New Jersey. Doors 4 p.m., bell 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at anni7.eventbrite.com. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at jvogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook.